A few months ago, I made a video telling you to stop learning n8n. That video blew up and I stand with everything I said. But I was wrong about one thing. Because I told you that n8n was a dead end and that AI builders were faster. But that is not the full picture. Because the real problem with n8n, it's not the speed, it's not the tool, it's something else entirely. And look, I used n8n for 6 months and I built a lot of automations and I got pretty good at it. So in this video, I will give you 3 reasons why n8n is actually a trap. And I will do this with the data I wish I had when I created my first video. And then at the end of this video, the real shift that separates the people who just switch tools from people who actually pulled ahead. So let's get into it. Here is what I should have said in my first video. You are not learning how to code. You are actually just learning how to translate. Think about it. Your client sends you a message, plain English, something like, I need an automation that retrieves incoming WhatsApp messages, then sorts them and sends them to the right team member. Super simple, right? But then you open n8n and suddenly you end up dragging nodes, connecting webhooks and formatting JSONs. You are setting up API calls and configuring output formats. You are not actually building anymore. You are just translating from English to nodes. And this is not actually a problem, right? You are still building, but you're also just translating. And the problem is, AI is already better at translating than you are. And besides that, it is getting better fast. Because let's go back 2 years. AI could barely write a working function. And today, they are scoring perfect hundreds on advanced math competitions. They went from failing basic coding tests to completing tasks that take human developers multiple hours. And the cost of running these models dropped 200 times since 2022. So this is not slow, gradual improvement. This is a full-on landslide. So every hour that you spend on getting better at n8n, it has a ceiling. Your n8n skill in 2027 will look the exact same. Of course, you get a bit better, but you understand where I'm heading. It just doesn't grow and compound like large language models will. But building with AI, that skill gets better every time a large language model gets an upgrade. And then all of a sudden, you are not fighting the wave, you're riding it. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I'm already pretty good at n8n, so I'm not gonna switch. But point 2 is exactly why that argument doesn't matter. So when I made my first video about n8n, I thought it was just slower. But I missed something very important, something way bigger. Because the entire world is shifting towards building with AI. Because here it is, 90% of developers use AI tools every single day. And 41% of all code on the whole planet is already written by AI. So you really need to understand by now, this is not just a trend, this is the new default. And it's not just developers. 63% of all people using AI builders is not technical at all. Just normal people describing what they want and AI builds it for them. So here is my question to you. Where does n8n fit in this world? It doesn't. Because n8n is a tool where you do the work. You drag the nodes, you connect the webhooks, you configure everything yourself. And AI is maybe somewhere in your flow a small helper. And that's not building with AI. That is building next to AI. And while you are dragging nodes, someone else is actually shipping already. Okay, so maybe you think this is all hype and it will probably just calm down. My next point is why it doesn't. So let's forget my opinion for a second. Let's look at where the money is going. n8n just raised money at a $2.5 billion valuation. And they have 40 million in annual recurring revenue. Sounds good, right? Now let's look at AI builders. Cursor, $29 billion valuation with over $1 billion in revenue. Lovable, $6.6 billion valuation with 200 million in recurring revenue. So that is 36 billion for the AI builders versus 2.5 billion for n8n. And yeah, I didn't take into account Make.com and Zapier, but let's just agree n8n is for sure the best option here. Cursor alone is worth 12 times more than n8n, and they make 25 times more revenue. And the same investors are showing up everywhere. Think about Google, Nvidia. This is not coincidence. This is the smartest money in the whole world making the same bet over and over again. The bet is clear. AI builders are the future, and node-based tools, they are getting left behind. So here is what I actually got wrong. In my first video, I told you to switch tools. And yeah, if you switch to Lovable, Cursor, or any other AI builder, good for you. You made the right choice. But shifting tools isn't the point, because some people switched and nothing changed. They are still stuck, still struggling, and still not shipping whatever they are building. While others, they are actually building faster than ever. And I've personally seen this firsthand with a lot of different people in my community. The difference is not the tool, it's how they actually think. See, with n8n, you are taught to think in nodes, in connections, in how do I write this for that. AI builders reward something completely different. They reward thinking in outcomes. You describe exactly what you want in plain English, the same way your client talks to you, and AI actually builds it. No notes, no translating, no stitching 5 tools together, just outcomes. And here is exactly why this matters. The skill of the next decade isn't connecting nodes. And if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to see me build a full automation with this approach, make sure to watch my other videos as well. And then we'll see each other in my next video.